Hello. Today I am still very much getting over a cold, quite a bad one, so apologies for my voice, but I simply had to talk to you about this headline. The Stonehenge calendar shown to be a modern construct. This is really interesting work, quite a concise article, very well presented by Politecnico di Milano on phys.org. That's phys.org. Just Google the headline, I'm sure you'll find the article. But I really appreciate this because he's or they are basically breaking down the assumptions that people often throw at very famous monuments. Seems to constantly have a new theory thrown in its direction, and one of the most common ones is the notion that it's a calendar. And this article questions ideas like the 30-day month, the 365-day year, never mind the modified calendrical year that incorporates the quarter day, i.e., leap years, astronomical observations, and also the modern form of the structure that we should remember has changed throughout its lifetime as it was being built over the course of hundreds of years, and asks whether or not this projection of information backwards onto that monument is appropriate. We're projecting, Julian at best calendar onto a structure that was made in the Neolithic into the Bronze Age. And this is important because people don't tend to think of Stonehenge today as what it was. It was a monument that was connected to the river and in turn to other monuments in the landscape and part of a monumental landscape on Salisbury Plain that surely has to be central to its function. It wasn't a simple circular monument for measuring days of the year. And if it was a calendar, it wasn't a calendar used for the same reasons that we would use a calendar in a sort of post-medieval agrarian society. It's interesting. It's an interesting thought experiment to go through and just think, are we getting the cart before the horse on this? Not least because we have to think about why did they build it, not why do we think we would build it, if you know what I mean. People also do this often with ideas like nation states. They project identities back into the past that are obviously aiming for where we are today. But for example, the people who built Stonehenge were not English. They weren't even Britons, in that sense, part of a Celtic culture. They were doing it for their own reasons, and this is a good mental starter for thinking about that. So check it out. I had a lot of fun thinking about the implications of this bit of writing. Cheers.